Austronesian-speaking people were able to cross over wide swaths of the Pacific Ocean using maritime technology. They would have double-hulled canoes, and they would bring about with them crops and pigs and chickens in order to be able to feed themselves once they reached an island. When they did, they would raise the crops, they would domesticate the animals, and they would have a self-sustaining society. By 1500, they arrived in Vanuatu and New Caledonia. By 1300, they were in Fiji, and by 1000, they were at Tonga and Samoa. During the late centuries of the first millennium BC, they established settlements in the Marquesas and Tahiti. And in the first centuries AD, they were in Hawaii, by 300, Easter Island, and by 700, all the way into New Zealand. Other branches went different directions. For example, some went from the Philippines, going all the way into Micronesia. Others sailed throughout the Indian Ocean, becoming the first settlers of Madagascar. The earliest migrants to establish settlements in the Pacific Ocean were known as the Lapidas. For 1,000 years, between 1500 and 500 BC, they maintained a communication and trade network that ranged from New Guinea all the way to Samoa and Tonga, which is about 2,800 miles long. Whenever they settled, Lapita peoples would bring their chickens and pigs and chickens and introduce crops there. They would supplement their diets with fish and seaweed, and they killed off of the large land animals and birds that were suitable for human consumption. For 1,000 years, Lapita peoples traded across vast stretches of open ocean. Their settlements were highly self-sufficient, but they placed great value on some objects from distant lands. Their pottery was the principal item of exchange, as well as their obsidian. Other trade items included jewelry and stone tools. After 500 BC, these trade networks fell into disuse. By the middle part of the first millennium BC, Lapidas established an hierarchical chiefdoms in the Pacific Islands. Leadership passed from the chief to his eldest son, and relatives constituted a local aristocracy. Over the long term, descendants of Lapita peoples built strong, chiefly societies, particularly on large islands. In Hawaii, militarily skilled chiefs cooperated closely with priests, administrators, soldiers, and servants in ruling their districts. Chiefs and their retinues claimed a portion of the agricultural surplus produced, and they sometimes required subjects to deliver other things like fish, birds, and timber. Chiefs and their administrators vied with the ruling classes of neighboring districts and led to public ritual observances and oversaw irrigation practices. The chiefly and aristocratic classes became so entrenched and powerful that they regarded themselves as divine or semi-divine, and the law of the land prohibited common subjects from even gazing at them.